Hi Gemini, I hope that you're all doing well. We're here with a timeless reading. Okay, first card that we have out is the Magician and Seven of Cups. Magician is your card. It is Mercury, which rules Gemini. And I'm seeing the Lovers here, so all of your energy. We have your ruling planet, and we also have your zodiac. So, what's going on here? Looks like you're trying to figure something out. With the Magician, this Magician card actually feels like fun and chaotic is the vibe that I get from it. Sort of like, what is your mind going to come up with now? What's your mind going to come up with next? Like, what are you going to do? What do you want to create here? Having Seven of Cups feels like all of the things in front of you. This feels like a brainstorming moment where you didn't do anything yet, but you're like imagining all of the options and opportunities. So you're like, I could do this, or we could do that over there. I can make this happen. It's like all of the things that could possibly come from this, of like what you could think next, of what you want to do. I'm seeing the Lovers, so more likely than not, this is going to be taking place in the context of a relationship. Yeah, this Magician is really giving me a bit of a chaotic vibe here, but not in a bad way. It's like chaotic good here. Maybe before you do something, you want to get clear on your intention. That can be something that's being figured out, because being in the position of the Magician is a very powerful position where it all has to do, like, what's going to come of your intention, but first getting clear on your intention. Seven of Cups is like, my intention could be this, my intention could be that, like all of the different things, all of the different possibilities that are in front of you, and you in the driver's seat as the Magician. So I feel you, like, all of this sort of being up to you. So something's going on within a relationship, but things are up to you here, whatever this is that's happening. Could be figuring out your feelings. I'm seeing Tower. I'm seeing Tower and I'm seeing Death, which normally that combination would be something like very abruptly closing out, but that may not necessarily be the case. I feel more than anything like interesting. Okay, I'm seeing double sevens. So the Tower in this deck, I see as being connected. Usually with the Tower, it's like these circumstances that we have no sense of control over. But with this Tower, I see it as being that part within you that can be like, I want to be destructive, like I want to destroy this. And even if it's not always a conscious thing, it's like, let me break it all down so I can build something back up. It's like that type of thing where there's like a rearranging that's happening, because like nothing is going to like disappear for always and forever. It's kind of like this maybe seeking of some type of variety, or you figuring something out. Having the Death card feels like the Tower can be something coming to a head where you feel this thing like bubbling up from within you, and you can't run away from it, you can't escape from it, like it is here, this is what's happening, that type of thing. Having Death means that this is going to lead to a really big shift. So whatever this is, it's like It's like this thing bubbles up from within you, and then it sort of changes. It feels like changing your chemistry or something, where it's like you're still you, but something else is still going on here as you're moving through. And Death card is then going to allow that energy to be used in a functional way. So Death card is going to be like, what do we do with this? And if this energy is coming up and saying like, hey, I'm available, or hey, I'm present now, you can't be using it in the old form, and so a new form has to be developed. And so this is you like developing into your next form, like developing into a new form. But something very chaotic may be going on between you and another person, where it could have felt like something destructive was happening, or it could have felt like something came up and it wouldn't go back down. It's just, I feel the presence within the Tower of something that cannot be pushed down anymore. And so it's like, deal with it, deal with me, whatever this is. And then having the Death card is like, let's say that there's it's like this, but with energy. If you don't normally train and like pick up weights and stuff, if you go to pick up a heavy weight, like you're not really gonna get it to move. And I feel like this energy that's coming in is like a heavy weight. And so you're being transitioned into a figure that's going to be able to like carry this, because you're ready to expand now. But having Tower and Death can be happening in a chaotic way. It can happen in an abrupt way. It can happen in a way that's kind of like scary, or just feels like there's a lot that's going on, or stuff that can't really be controlled, but it's like actually all within you. It's nothing outside of you. Like this Tower specifically, I see as being like the eruption of something within coming out, expressing itself, where it's like, I can't hide that anymore, or I can't pretend anymore, like I can't ignore that anymore, like this type of thing. And the Death card is like, well, what's gonna have to change because of that? Because if this thing is present now, where it's like, even something like, I have a problem with that and I haven't been saying anything, but now it's like, no, I do have a problem with that. It's like, if it's a problem and I don't want to continue like that, something is going to have to change. And so of course, naturally, the Death card would be here, which is meaning that things are going to now have to evolve because something came up. And so there needs to be like an adaptation to whatever this is that's coming up. Having the Lovers here feels like this is happening within a relationship of yours. So it's not just something that you're going through like sans another person. This is something that you're going through with a partner, is what this seems like. I do feel like in the beginning it could have felt a little bit more like fun and games or something like that, and then things got really, really serious or really intense. But I'm seeing it be the type of intensity that growth can come from too. And you can feel like things are becoming really challenging. But when I see Eight of Cups and when I see Seven of Swords following, it's like if you bail, you could feel like not right about that later on. But there can be a part of you that's like, I kind of don't want to deal with this right now because things are getting intense, or things are changing, or things are shifting around. Can be like that. But the Tower is just like revealing what's already there in a way where you can't push it down anymore. So the Tower isn't just like a random energy like showing up that has nothing to do with anything that's been going on. It's like this has been building the whole time. It just can't be hidden anymore. It just can't be covered up anymore. And then Death card is sort of like the situation that you get pushed into, where it's like, how are we going to deal with this? What's going to happen now? Having Eight of Cups can be this part of you that's like, I don't like when things get like difficult. I don't like when it's not feeling fun anymore. Just with this specific Magician is like, things aren't necessarily convenient when you're going through Tower and Death. So there can be a part of you that's like, maybe I'll look to the next adventure that could sort of be gripping in a different way. But then having Seven of Swords here can be like, if you did do that and like 4 months down the line you look back at this, you may be like scratching your head, I don't know if I really should have done that. It was a time when I was in some type of turmoil or confusion or figuring something out, but I don't know why I chose to like abandon it. So just know that before you do anything here, because having Seven of Cups means, like, I don't know if I should leave or not. I don't know if I should stay here or not. And so until you actually know, you may not make a move then. You may not do something. You may not change anything yet because you want to sort this out, rather than doing something that you can't come back from. And this isn't like, if I were seeing that it were time to go in a situation, that is what would be communicated. I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing it be like a cloudiness of what the actual answer is. And then I'm seeing the part of you that's like, well, this is inconvenient, so I could exit at this time. But I'm not seeing that be like, I'm seeing that be more of a shadow energy within you, that maybe even not on a conscious level too, because I'm not seeing it be like you clearly being like, I'm gonna run away because things are getting difficult. It's more so the type of vibe where there's a part of you that's like, should I stay or should I go? I'm not really sure yet. And like, should I just go because like times are hard anyway right now? But having Seven of Swords here feels like there's an indication that there's like cloudiness in front of you, and so to not do anything yet with that, to not take action, especially too because like wherever it is that you have Gemini in your chart, Gemini placements of any sort, there is a tendency to think about all possibilities. Like you have the most expansive mind, like able to think about all of the different things that could happen and all of the different options. And sometimes when there's not a like guiding force, because I'm seeing something be like hidden, it's like the compass that usually tells you what choices to make, like whether something's a yes or a no, is currently covered up. And so there's a part of you that's like not able to really see the difference between a good idea and a bad idea right now. You're just seeing like all of them. When I say good and bad idea, I mean more so like one that later on you're going to be like, I feel at peace for making that choice, versus something where you're like, I shouldn't have done that type of thing. That the thing that determines that for you, I'm seeing it be, it's like covered up for some reason. I don't know what put things in that space. I don't know why it's covered up right now, but I'm seeing it be covered up. And I'm seeing something kind of like sneaking in. It's like this mischievous aspect of your energy that's like, you know, like we could just go over there instead. We could just like walk away from this. We could just find an adventure somewhere else. But I'm seeing this, it feels like a relationship is on the line here with this. And so even though you have the power to maybe disengage here, you could also feel like, I wonder too if this could be potentially about you like looking elsewhere, like your eyes moving elsewhere. Because I'm seeing Seven of Swords be connected with the Lovers, and this could be potentially doing something where you're like, I shouldn't have done that to that person. Whoever this person is that you're connected with, like whatever partner this is that you have with the Lovers, this is something where you would be like, man, my mind got the best of me, or like my thoughts got the best of me. But you could feel like something potentially would be going on here. The way that I'm seeing this, Magician, Seven of Swords, and the Lovers is kind of like you're in the driver's seat, and so this can be what you want it to be. Having Seven of Swords can be like this impulsive thought or this impulsive desire to do something that later on you wouldn't feel good about doing that with this person. Meaning could do something that you're like, man, like that was shady, or I don't feel like that really aligns with my character, or I feel guilty about that, or I feel ashamed of that, something like that. But I'm seeing that it's like, it feels like it's all in the option space. So I'm not necessarily seeing that having been done or having happened, but I'm seeing it be like, it's like at a time when you could either not do anything or go left or go right. Again, like that compass that normally tells you if this is a good choice or not, this is a good decision or not, this is a good behavior or not, is like hidden because of the Seven of Cups here. So it's like, it's basically hiding that from you. And I do feel like Seven of Swords can be a warning not to do something that you're going to regret. Because it would bring something into your relationship with this person that would be at your hands, essentially. Okay. I feel like this is you in a position where you're learning more about yourself, learning more about this part of yourself, rather than I'm thinking this and I need to play it out now. It feels like I'm thinking this and I'm reflecting on it and I'm learning about it, I'm understanding it, I'm seeing that part of myself, I'm observing that. So rather than doing something physically and then being like, I can't come back from here, I feel like you're mentally playing something out and being like, okay, I'm seeing like where that would go or what would happen, but before, it seems like before actually making that move. I do feel like you're standing up to the Tower. When I say standing up, I feel like the part of you that could potentially turn into a destructive force in this situation, you may be looking at that part of yourself and being like, I don't want to do that to this situation. I don't want to wreck this. But it feels like needing to stand up and work with the part of yourself that may be able to very easily tap into a destructive energy. And to allow this to transform, allow this to evolve into something. So rather than burning it to the ground, it feels like a metamorphosis. Okay. Ending with Justice feels like you find that compass again, like you connect back with that compass, but it could have been something that you lost for a minute, that you lost sight of for a minute. I do feel too like if something were going in like the wrong direction, that there is a correction of this, of bringing things back where they're supposed to go. If there was anything that was done, ending with Justice is going to be about making it right if need be. It just depends on the situation for you. Like some of you, this was something purely that you were like playing out in your head and you didn't make any choices or decisions, and so you don't need to like go back and apologize or whatever to anyone. For some of you, you may have started to do something and then like caught yourself, but also feel like you need to make up for it in some way. Ending with Justice is doing what you need to do to make this right, if you need to make it right. If nothing played out and this was all just like temporarily something that was going on in your head, it feels like now being connected with that part of yourself that's like, okay, I know how to move forward now and I'm not going to do that. So it feels like a sense of correction here. I do feel too like there can be an annoyance that you're feeling with yourself about past stuff. This can be about like past guidance that you felt like wasn't real guidance that you were given. This can be about stuff having to do with like growing up or just like past choices, that type of stuff. I'm seeing Six of Cups, so it's feeling like some of you, this could even be a past situation that is either repeating or it's coming back up to learn something from it. This can remind you of something, But I do get like a little bit of a sense of annoyance. Just a little bit. I feel like you're tackling something and rewriting it. So it's kind of shifting the narrative a bit for you too. Starting with Magician and ending with Justice shows there being a congruence between what you are manifesting, what you are saying, what you are communicating, what you're doing, and your values. Having Libra here is especially your interpersonal values. So your relationship values. So we have Mercury, we have Gemini, we have Mars, we have Scorpio, and we have Libra here. Anything else? Feels like whatever chaos was going on, it's not really feeling like that anymore. Ending with Justice feels like you being in a space where there's like a balance or like a centeredness mentally with how to move forward. One that you would feel good about. Okay, for those of you that something did happen, ending with Justice here definitely alludes to, this is not going to be the case for everybody, but if something did happen, you are going to want to do whatever is like right by you in this situation, like whatever you feel like is right. So if anything needs to happen, doing that. So this can be like owning up to something, it can be communicating about something, it can be like exposing something. Because with the Seven of Swords, I don't know if something like really played out or not. But Justice would be taking care of anything if it did happen and you feel like it needs to be taken care of, so you can feel like things are resolved. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.